Welcome back to Skytech-Lens. The Royal Canadian Air Force faces a defining moment as its aging CF-18 Hornets near retirement, forcing a choice that will shape Canada's defense and global standing for decades. The decision, the American F-35 Lightning II, favored by allies for its stealth and integration, or the Swedish Saab Gripen E, promising technological independence and operational flexibility. This isn't just about hardware. It's a test of national priorities, seamless alliance with the US, or sovereign control over Canada's air defense and future. The F-35's main selling point is interoperability. Flying the same advanced jet as the US and NATO partners ensures seamless operations, shared tactics, and a unified approach to modern air combat. This commonality is meant to strengthen alliances and make joint missions more effective than ever before. Canadian industry has already benefited, with billions in contracts and high-tech jobs tied to the F-35 supply chain. This has spurred innovation and growth in aerospace, making Canada a key player in the global defense market. But this comes at a steep price. The F-35 is expensive to buy, operate, and maintain, with costs and delays mounting. The financial burden on taxpayers continues to grow as the program evolves. More critically, Canada's fleet would be dependent on US approval for upgrades, weapons integration, and even access to diagnostic data, limiting flexibility in decision-making. The F-35 software and logistics systems are controlled by the Pentagon, putting the RCAF on a digital leash and restricting independent action. This dependency could limit Canada's operational independence, especially if political relations with the US or other partners were to sour in the future. The F-35 offers power and partnership, but at the cost of true sovereignty, raising questions about the balance between security and national autonomy. The Saab Gripen E offers a different path, designed for harsh northern climates and capable of operating from remote improvised runways, ideal for Canada's vast Arctic. Saab's unprecedented offer full technology transfer, including source codes, giving Canada control over upgrades, maintenance, and weapons integration. The Gripen is cheaper to buy and operate, with a track record of on-time, on-budget delivery. This would boost Canada's aerospace industry and ensure long-term self-reliance. The trade-off: the Gripen lacks the F-35's stealth and may be less interoperable in high-intensity Allied operations. The choice is between operational flexibility and sovereignty, or high-end Allied integration. The F-35's costs have ballooned from $19 billion to nearly $28 billion, not including weapons or infrastructure upgrades. Delivery delays are routine, with key upgrades years behind schedule, meaning Canada could receive jets late and without promised capabilities. High operating costs could reduce pilot training hours, undermining the value of a high-tech fleet. The F-35's long-term expenses threaten to crowd out other military priorities. In contrast, the Gripen's fixed price offer and lower costs provide financial predictability and sustainability. The debate is about more than price. It's about the future health of Canada's entire defense force. Choosing the F-35 means ceding control of mission-critical software and logistics to the US, making Canada a tenant in its own air force. Any upgrades, deep maintenance, or new weapons would require American approval, giving Washington leverage over Canadian defense. Every flight and repair is logged in US systems, granting the Pentagon insight and potential influence over RCAF operations. Saab's Gripen offer flips this model, giving Canada full control over software, upgrades, and integration. This autonomy would let Canada tailor its fleet to national needs, free from foreign oversight. The F-35 offers elite club membership, but at the price of dependency. The Gripen offers self-determination, but less prestige and Allied conformity. The fighter jet decision is shaped by intense US pressure, with American officials making their expectations clear behind closed doors and in public statements. A powerful lobbying campaign from Lockheed Martin and its allies works tirelessly to sway Canadian policymakers, using every tool at their disposal. Washington frames the F-35 as a test of Canada's loyalty to its closest ally and a symbol of shared defense priorities. US officials warn of consequences for NORAD cooperation and cross-border trade if Canada pivots away from the F-35 program. Lobbyists and former officials amplify the F-35's strengths, touting its advanced technology and strategic benefits for North America. Meanwhile, critical reports about ballooning costs and technical issues, or the Gripen's potential advantages, are often buried, redacted, or downplayed in official discussions. The process feels less like an open competition, with transparency and debate, and more like a predetermined outcome orchestrated behind the scenes. Choosing the Gripen would be seen as a bold assertion of independence, risking U.S. retaliation and diplomatic friction. Sticking with the F-35 is politically safer for leaders, reaffirming the alliance but at the cost of some national autonomy and independent decision-making. The Prime Minister must balance sovereignty, public opinion, and the realities of international alliances, weighing national value against immense external pressure from powerful allies and industry giants. The F-35 program offers Canadian firms a role in a global supply chain, connecting them to a vast international network of aerospace production and logistics. While this brings billions in contracts, there are no guarantees of long-term work or any transfer of intellectual property to Canada, limiting future opportunities. Jobs here depend heavily on the ongoing health and priorities of the US-led program, and Canada's participation is mostly limited to manufacturing parts that are designed and controlled elsewhere. In contrast, Saab's Gripen proposal would create a true domestic aerospace hub, with assembly, maintenance, and future development all taking place within Canada's borders, supporting local expertise. Full technology transfer would empower Canadian engineers to innovate and adapt, fostering true industrial sovereignty and building a foundation for future growth. This vision aligns with recent government moves to boost the domestic defense industry and reduce reliance on U.S. suppliers. The choice is clear: remain a branch plant in a foreign supply chain, or build a self-sustaining, innovative aerospace sector right here at home, led by Canadian talent. The long-term impact on Canadian industry, jobs, and innovation will be profound and shape the nation's future. Despite the stakes, most Canadians remain unaware of the real issues. Media coverage is shallow, focusing on costs or political drama, not sovereignty or strategy. The pro-F-35 narrative dominates thanks to well-funded PR and simple messaging about alliance and interoperability. The Gripen's case, technology transfer and sovereignty, gets little airtime, leaving the public debate unbalanced. This information gap breeds cynicism and distrust, as many feel the decision is a foregone conclusion. Political risks abound. The F-35 could be seen as a broken promise, the Gripen as a betrayal of allies. How the government communicates its choice will shape public trust and the political fallout. The fighter jet decision is about more than defense, it's a statement of Canada's identity and ambitions. The F-35 signals deep integration with the US and NATO, prioritizing alliance and shared security over autonomy. The Gripen represents a bold move toward sovereignty, innovation, and control over Canada's own defense destiny. Each path carries risks and rewards, reflecting the tension between continental safety and independent ambition. The chosen jet will be a flying symbol of the nation's character and the future it envisions. In the end, this is a test of Canada's resolve to define its own place in a turbulent world. Thanks for watching. Subscribe the channel for more updates.